Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
All right, so another Saturday, another Develop Your Mindset podcast. We're all going through some experiences that some of it is just feeling and can't explain with words. And so this week I put down a bunch of questions so we can elaborate on this, like what we're going through, and it's about mindset, having the resilient mindset, and having the mindset of basically what I want to talk about today is it's like I'm talking with someone, to someone. That's how I want to talk about this podcast. Is you don't back down when things get hard, right? So like so many people are just so frustrated, so confused what's going on. That I'm hearing when I talk to people. Some people are saying, man, this is nonsense. This is not real. This is all media's doing. Other people are so scared, afraid. They take this like literal, and so real, and they're so scared of going out of home, and just so much happening in between. So all I could think is like, we all had all these goals. We all had all these ambitions and everything. Now everything is in hold, while everyone is confused and dealing with this situation, with this mindset of like getting all just. It's so confusing. So I wrote so many stuff here that I'm personally going through, that I know that it's taking my time, my mind, my talent, everything just took it over me, and I'm not being that free-minded person where I can sit and just work on my future, and just so crazy like that. So this is the 41 podcast we're doing today. And basically, you don't back up when things get hard. So we're gonna talk about, let's not back up. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on fighting through adversities and everything. So first thing I want to talk. Do you have anything to say? Like, I'm sure you're sitting home, and I see your book came out. Like you're just like posting. There's a lot happening with you.
Yeah, so pretty much this week has been a little bit different than the previous two, because I've been doing a lot of studying, and just I haven't been really avoiding what I've been feeling. Instead, I've been really diving into what I'm feeling and trying to understand it, and not really fighting anything that I'm feeling, because I understand it's normal, and for myself, because I know this is the first time that this ever happens to me in my life. So to me, anything that's understand right now, and at the same time still trying to be positive and trying to do some work while I can at the same time. So that's pretty much what it's been. But it's just getting easier, as the weeks are going by. It's just getting easier to really get used to what's going on right now, and be able to still what I want to do despite what's happening.
At one point, at one segment, it's okay. It's good to be easier. On the other hand, it shouldn't be. It should be, because anything easy, it's not going to help you to get forward in what you're trying to create. Now, when you start creating something, it's a hard work. It's never easy work. So. I want to talk about a little bit about that too right now, and because if we don't create responsibilities, and we don't create all this, things for the future, we're not going to be able to bring this time back. So we have to use this time to create things and to do stuff. And when you're creating stuff, when you're building something, it's always hard work. It's never easy. Yeah. Well, I hope you can find the balance in between making that hard work easy to comprehend, to work, to be able to, so.
And it's not the same thing though. Like it's like right now we're in this like situation and trying to do hard work on top of that. Maybe for you it might be a little bit easier since you've gone through like experiences like these that are similar. But for someone who's experiencing this for the first time, it's kind of hard to try to do some really hard work and at the same time like try to manage those emotions that are going through you like every single day.
Yeah, you know my story. First time this happened to me, 2.5 years, I said, if I'm gonna work this hard, screw this, and everything's gonna disappear. I went into alcohol, party, drugs. 2.5 years later, I opened my eyes. I'm like, what am I doing? What the hell's going on here? And then since then, every time these recessions come along, this kind of stuff, and I went through robbery of my shop and internal big losses. Each one taught me to be a little bit better, a little bit faster, let it go faster, get back to work faster, And as soon as we all get back to doing what we need to do, we all know what we have to do. As soon as we get back to doing that, sooner we'll be ahead of our time, So that's very important for us to really understand that that's how this is gonna work. A lot of people, when this thing goes back to normal, a lot of people gonna sit and talk about it was like this, now it's harder. It was like that. It doesn't matter, right? You start from beginning. You just start ramming through one by one. So let's start talking. Let's read our questions and elaborate on them because they're all in here. So number one is like when something you care about ask you for your superpowers. Drop the fear and worry, use your assets. So we know assets are your strong points, right? And then what happened to me was last 2 weeks, I've been talking to a lot of friends, a lot of clients of mine, a lot of everything. Some people are raising questions like, what can we do? How can we do things? Yesterday, I went to downtown, the jewelry district. It was closed. It was not only closed, the whole street was closed, the whole block was closed. And it was like Sunday, 12 o'clock, midnight. There was nobody there, nothing. It was Friday, 4 o'clock when I got there. It's supposed to be the busiest time ever for the jewelry district. Everyone's doing the last shipments, everything. Everyone's trying to run to complete their last moment things. And it's mind-boggling. It was unbelievable what I saw. And I came home just feeling angry, feeling unease. And it was not easy to see. But just because it was like that, it doesn't mean that I'm going to slow down. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying here, if someone asks you for your help and you are so good in doing something, you have to step up. That's your superpowers. Now, no one can stop you from using your superpowers. I'm using my superpowers. I'm a designer, jeweler, and I'm a lot of other things, but that comes, I'm so good in this thing that nothing could, faze me. So if I remove my fear and my worries, I can actually tap into my assets, to what I'm good at, and then start creating something going forward from there. So I want to put this here because if you can't do it right now, right this second, then this is coming. This is what's going to happen. as soon as the market is open, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be like how it was. It's going to be a lot harder. But it doesn't mean that we cannot go forward from that point, right? I'm going forward from now. So I create a bunch of envelopes, jobs, and I don't have help. I'm going to do it by myself. Guess what? I can do it. I can do my cleaning, my casting, my polishing, my doing my sizing, my waxes. Those are my assets. Those are things that I'm so good at, and then I'm using those what I'm good at to start something from home. Not only wait until the market is open. So I want to talk about this because remember, today is about you don't back down when things get hard. So I'm not backing down. No one's going to back. So this is what the first one is.
Yeah. Yeah. On the lines of like really, working on your assets, like whatever it is that you're good at, like try to become even better at it, and that's something that I've been working on this week, so like, as far as like the book goes, that was something that I was working on pretty hard, like one of my assets is writing, I like to write, and I feel like I'm getting a little better at it as well, not only like writing, but also editing that writing as well, and also like writing with intention, which is something very different than just writing, because it's one thing to just learn how to write, but then there's a different thing to write when from a perspective of like a marketer, like someone who, you're trying to create something in the person who reads it, you're trying to create an emotion and trying to get them to take action, and to write like that, it's a whole different way of writing, than just writing something, just writing. So
I see, yes.
I've been working on that as well, so that, when we get back as well, I'm learning a couple things, as far as like that goes, as far as writing goes, so we can start like doing some really good writing stuff as far as like for the company. So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And as far as like marketing that as well, creating a landing page as well, one that actually worked, I was surprised at the number of people who downloaded the book, that was great, and learning how it works in the back end as well to create
Awesome.
for them, and all the email and everything. That was a good experience. So I'm looking.
Very good. That's pretty much that's what happens. When you pursue your when you're good at, we in time we'll get better and better at what we're doing, anyways. So that's how it works. And every time you don't, that's why I'm saying here, worry, fear and worry. When you're not afraid, when you're not asking yourself if it's going to work or not, you just jump, do it, you're going to learn so much. Like, look at all these companies, like, the phones that we're using. All these companies, 70% of their phones are good and throw it in the market. They learn from us. If the rest of the 20-30%, what they need to work on. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to get there. As long as you have a really good product, you're going to throw it out there. And then you're going to learn from how you're going to make it better, right? So that's exactly the experience you're telling me.
Well,
yeah, well, congratulations. It's a really difficult thing to do. Now you're going to learn your second book how to launch it, to do it, right?
Yeah.
So, next one. When you are frustrated and need to upgrade your mindset to start again, this will help you to prevail. So frustration is here. It's not going away. No matter how much I know, no matter how much I understand, I just I make myself to calm down and then meditate and just get out of this mindset, everything. 8 hours later, it just comes back. I have to do it again. I'm getting frustrated. I know how to get rid of it, but I can't stop. I can't stop myself getting that. Because because I care. I wanna create, and I wanna accomplish things. I wanna do stuff, and because I can do it very freely, it's making me get frustrated. And the next thing is upgrade your mindset. I put that there because we all need an upgrade. The reason I say upgrade is like, how we when there's something starts, and then there's the how do they say it, like second version, third version comes out, right? So it's all about upgrading that first version where you started from. Now we understand. I understand that once we go back to what we were doing, it's never going to be there. It's never going to be like how it used to be. So might as well let's upgrade ourselves. Understand the coming economy, the coming jobs, the coming so many jobs doing so much better than others. Other jobs are dead, gone. And like, what is that? That means everything changed. What we used to understand is not there anymore. So we need an upgrade, so to speak, and a mindset, and start off so we can start winning, right? Winning is whatever you're pursuing. Again, this will help you to prevail, and then it's all about to prevail to succeed. Yeah.
I mean, of like upgrading, you can, I'm a computer guy, so if you think about it, like the whole entire world, can be like the system, of the computer, and you yourself can be like the like somebody in that system, like the software, and so like when the world, starts making changes, you have to upgrade yourself and adapt to whatever's going on around the world, and sometimes those upgrades may seem intimidating, they may seem kind of scary, they're different, but you have to just take that leap and learn how to just attain new information so that you're able to adapt properly to the circumstances around you, and you can still be yourself and still go after the things that you want to with that upgrade in mind, getting that new information and seeing everything from a different perspective and everything. So like
I'd like you to emphasize more on attain information. I know you know that. You can elaborate a little bit more about that, because I feel like we need to talk about that a little bit. That's such an important point.
Attaining. First of all, like attaining information sometimes can be a little bit hard, just because some of us are so used to like our own way of thinking, and we like to just hold on to that, be very stubborn and be very like protective of what we know. But like in these times, you just have to you just have to let go of what you know and start to embrace new ideas, new information that can help you thrive, because your current information right now may have worked before this all happened, but now like that information may not be as useful anymore. So you need new information that can help you adapt, to the current situation right now. So that's why it's so important to learn and be able to attain information.
Awesome. Thanks. Let's go to the next, since we have only 1 hour today with Instagram. Reorganizing, re-strategizing, and regrouping is the mindset of not laying down and quitting. Like you what you just said was right on point. Also, maybe we can add something here, because organization is part of our success. Strategizing is part of success, and regrouping is to, if you're in a situation where it's a group, how we were, like we're a group. Every day we show up. Every day we work. We create and we finish stuff. We write invoices. Now, when we go back, it's a regrouping time. So I don't know how we're gonna regroup. What's available? What's going on? We're gonna have to sit down, and then we have to reorganize, re-strategize, and then start. We're not gonna quit from that point. So when we go back, we're gonna find out. But as of now, all you can do is like we can use our superpowers to create stuff, and then when we go back, we have something to show for it. Like when this whole thing is changing, this whole thing is happening. What have you been doing, right? People are going to ask, and we're going to be like, "This is what we did. This is how we did it." And in the end, that's you. That's who you are. People gonna recognize that, and that's your value. And then you're people gonna. We all gonna know who created, who didn't. If you're creating at this time, especially in this times, this we have lots to learn from this. We're gonna take what we learned with us to go and start our new strategizing new things. So this is why it's there.
Yeah, and that's right now in these times, like to reorganize, re-strategize, like, and to regroup. As far as like right now goes, that's extremely important because you can't. For some of us, we can't live the same life that we were, before all this started. There's a whole lot of things that you can't do anymore, but there's still a lot of things that you can still do, and so you have to learn how to, re-strategize and reorganize everything that's in your life, and the thing is that it's not easy, because first of all, this was kind of a sudden, so you might have been this was something that just kind of happened from one day to another, so you might be a little bit and you still might be stuck in that old type of a strategy that you had back in the day, and so there may be a part of you who refuses to let go of that, and you're so stuck to that. You're like, I want my life back, I want it to be the way it used to be, and while you may want that, the reality is that at this point it's not possible. So you have to really surrender to that and stop being in denial of that, and really just embrace what you got right now, embrace the reality that we're currently living, and just strategize around that, and organize yourself around the current reality, and when we go back, well, then you can do that once again. But like right now, just let go of being so much in denial of what's going on, and just sort of embrace it, accept it, and move forward with that. So that's fine.
Yeah. That's so true. And once we get there, we're all gonna find out where we stand. Let's move on to the keeping yourself calm and cool and collected is one of the best tools that going to keep you marching forward. Now, earlier I said I was going through a lot of, I'm feeling all this, frustration and anger and everything. It's very important to keep yourself, very cool and collected, so you can actually, be able to focus on what you're doing and how you're doing stuff. So my mind is always going back to the first what this podcast is about. You don't back down when things get hard. So cool and collected is very important to be able to to stay in focus and be able to know what you stand, what it means when don't give up is such a hard thing to do. It's so easy to give up. So and I think that's pretty much it right there. To be able to go forward. Keeping yourself calm and collected. We have to practice that. Yoga meditation helps a lot. I'm doing a lot of it. I feel really good about it, but every time I get out of it, man, just my mind always starts racing and going back to what the hell is going on. Every time I go downtown, I see that Hill Street 6 and 7 makes me upset. But but I'm not stopping myself going there. I understand make me that, but I still want to go there just to push myself to be ready like that. That's crazy. I know we're all going through some crazy emotional feelings like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, like I said previously, like in order for you to keep yourself like cool and calm, you just sort of have to embrace, the reality that we're currently living right now, and just understand, that it's not permanent. It's not gonna be forever. This eventually will come to an end, and so just embrace what it is, and what it's for. Like it's an experience, and I think just like any other experience, like experiences are all temporary, so just be grateful, show some gratitude, for what you currently have right now, because some people think that they've lost everything, but no, you haven't lost everything. You still have a couple things and people that are still there with you, so like not everything's gone from your life, so really express some gratitude for the things that you still have and the people that you still have around you, because those are still there for you. A lot is gone, sure, but like definitely you need to have that in mind all the times in order for you to stay cool and collected and to be able to move forward, despite what's happening, because ultimately, this develop your mindset, and it's all in your mindset, it's all in the mind. So like your mind can adapt to what's going on around you, and you can control the perspective of what's going on. So I think that's extremely important right now to take control of your mindset.
Yeah, for sure. It's how they say, it's all on your hand. What do you do with it, right? Yeah, you just remind me of. I've talked about this. I remember. I forgot the story. There is a book, I believe, but the story goes really quick. This man, hard worker, farmer, he's got all kinds of animals, everything. In his older age, one day, one of his cow or something, he, gets mad and he hits him, and then he gets paralyzed. While he's sitting in his chair, thinking he's going to lose everything that he has because he can't work, maintain the farm, he'll come up with the idea how he's going to keep his farm by selling the milk, by selling the meat, by buying other cows instead of just keeping his cows and whatnot. And then he turns that into 1,000 cow, and then he turns that into big business. But if from adversities, from bad thing, he had to think about how he's gonna create his new venture. So yes, like you said, these times will make people come up with a new strategy, and either it's going to break you or make you, right? So that's another way of saying. So
Definitely.
yeah, falling during hard times does not define you. Yeah, we all have to define ourselves now. Like, what do you want to do? What are you going to be? So, right now, it's definitely hard times. It's definitely not going to disappear how fast we want it to disappear. But it's not going to define us. We will create ourselves into the new version of us, and we have to persevere through this whole time. And this is, like you said, it's another time in our lives where we're going through something we are not very, I'm not very excited about, but also we're learning a lot. We're creating a lot of new things. Can you guys keep a little bit quiet, please? Thank you. I have to play. Yeah, you can go ahead. This is a little fast one here, but I thought this is a good point to move on from here.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably like my favorite one of the entire list, because right now a lot of people are they're just not being able to adapt properly. So there's been a lot of failure right now in their lives because it could be because they just don't have the right information, like I said, in order to adapt, or they just aren't denial, and they're constantly like trying to hold on to the life that they had previously. And so these two things can lead a person to just make bad decisions and ultimately start to fall. But But you have to understand, you know, that this is a hard time, and like it doesn't mean that you yourself as a person are a failure. You know, it's just that you know you just don't have the right mindset. So if that's you, you know, like really just you know, first of all, get into that mindset of acceptance, accept what's currently the reality. And second of all, start educating yourself, you know, start gathering information that's going to help you, you know,
For sure.
be able to make that transition, you know, to still be successful within this new reality that we're currently living right now. Because, you know, that's all you can really do at this point, you know, like what's gone is gone right now, as far as right now goes, you know, and it's not coming back in a while. So you have to make the best out of what you got right now in the present moment, you know, stop thinking about the past, you know, start thinking about the present and the future, you know, what do you want to have in the future? And so that's what I would say about that.
Nice. Yeah. Next is, if you're not familiar with the new norm, your mind is the key to get you out of it and finding new ways to pursue your freedom. So because we talk about you don't back down when things get hard. This is something we're not. We always get into the unfamiliar territories, right? And this is one of those things out of norm. So your mind is the key. So we always have to work on our minds, our habits, our behaviors, right? So we have to always remind ourselves to create new habits, new mindsets. That's why we always talk about a lot of it is develop your mindset podcast, right? So I always work on my mindset. That is where this develop your mindset came from. So here I'm basically we're saying like, just because this is out of norm doesn't mean that you're not going to be like you. It means you have to work on your mindset right now. This is the time. Find new ways to pursue your freedom. Freedom is money is freedom. Having assets is freedom. You know, having land that you can do whatever you like to do on it. It's your freedom, and then those are things that we have. The things, the normal times, these are the things that we're pursuing. So as soon as because this is out of norm, we have to basically like develop our mindsets to be ready when the time comes. Just like be able to and to understand how to go forward. Most likely, the tools that we were using previously, we're gonna still use the same tools, but like how we're gonna use it, where we're gonna use it, it's gonna change. So this is why this is what we're gonna do. We are in out of norm times.
Yeah. With the new norm, I'm trying to understand the point a little bit better here, as far as like. So the new norm is like
basically the mind is the key. That's why I have it on the with capitals saying the mind. So
your mind is the key to get out of it and find new ways to pursue. Yeah, I mean totally. Like, I mean, I think your mind is where your perspective resides, and so if you're able to mentally assess the situation and see that you still have some freedom. It's not like you're a prisoner or anything like that. Even though I have been something funny that I've been studying is like just like prisoner psychology. Like how to like prisoners that have gotten out, and now they became like successful. Like how did they manage their mindset, while they were in there, and how did they manage to stay like positive and stuff. And so that type of information, like I've said, attain information. So like so as funny as that sounds, that was actually kind of helpful. It just gives you the perspective of like, how does someone survive like that? How does someone still stay positive with so little? They have just so little available to them, and they're still able to feel like that. And so Definitely, it's all in the mind. Your mindset is
So,
very powerful.
what is it? So what is it that you found out? If you can tell me in very short.
Well, definitely, you start looking into yourself, and you start looking into like things like first of all, you disattach yourself from like a lot of things from the exterior world, and you start to find value and worth in just yourself and your character and things that not a lot of people talk about, but like are very valuable, like as far as like your who you are, what you really stand for, your code of honor, your honesty, your respect, things like that, and just finding like routines, disciplines, within the confinement that you're in, there's a lot of things that you can do within that, but you just have to be creative, and have that creative mindset, and so that's pretty much in summary where it is. I mean,
Nice. I do remember. I think I am a little bit familiar with what you're saying, but one thing I can add to it is habits and calendar. It's going to keep you always doing the same time, the same routine, keep you, accountability, that kind of deal. It will keep you, um, um, when you do something, a routine, you become really good at it. And then the routine it becomes your norm, you know? And this is how I know that those kind of people, they came out basically doing that when they were in there. If it was 4 a.m. in the morning, they woke up 4 a.m. in the morning every day. If it was like 6 a.m. in the morning, they had to do their push-up, it was at 6 a.m. The routine kept them going and being that person. Yeah.
Definitely.
Next one, let's go. This is why you need to have allies. Now I'm shifting into why you were doing things that was important. Now this is why you need to have allies and good people around you. Previously, associates will create your new norm. So previously I had allies, you, Rita, Logan, bunch of other people that I had people around me. Those are my assets that I've associated with, people that I care about. I always wanted to work with these people. Now these hard times, they're all showing up. They're showing up in a different ways. That's why I'm able to do what I'm doing today. If I didn't create those allies in the past and the people around me that previously I associated with, it would have been so much harder. So this is why it's so important for us to understand that when we go back to the norm, this is why we need to really know how to work with people, like why it's so important, so this is something that it's another I don't know, it's another thing, and it's another proof that shows that why this was so important, and why it's right now it's time to use those assets to start creating that new thing,
Yeah.
So this is where I'm shifting from mindset into what your mindset used to be and what you did, and then how you can implement that today.
Yeah. I mean, definitely that's a lesson that I'm currently learning right now, and it became very apparent to me earlier in the week, where I was like, that's something actually I feel like I failed at doing before this happened, and so right now I'm really just taking the hit as far as that goes, and just just trying to find the positive side about it. I'm like, what? I'm kind of thankful that this actually happened, because I don't think I would have came into terms about it if it hadn't. So. Yeah, it's difficult now because of that, because I didn't actually manage that properly. But I'm definitely gonna. That's something that I'm definitely gonna work on. Once this is all over, I'm definitely gonna start like working on the people that I have around me, and like definitely gonna like seek that. Seek for those people who are gonna really propel me into becoming a better version of myself, and also me be able to push them as well. And create this nice little circle here of associates that we're all on the same path. So like definitely, drop the ball on that one. But definitely gonna work on that.
That's, yeah, remember all those times? Most of the time that me and Rita, we get on each other's, all that stuff that you see. Most of, I would say 70-80%, most of it, it's about this. I never want to break any relationship. And I understand. I've been through this so many times. I want to have friends. I want to have assets. I want to have associates. I want to have those people that were, I didn't break them. And right now I can, this week I got my phones more than 7-8 times. And people open their hearts to willing. Because some of them were 25 years ago, I helped them. Some of them, I don't even know, but that person that I helped 25 years ago was able to connect me to that person, was able to do my gold casting, buying gold. Where the market is closed, you can't buy gold. You can't do any casting, you can't do anything. Because of that, was able to have things done, and I have all these things ready for me. Because I took care of a bunch of other people who were able to get me connected to all these orders. Was able to have funds available to do all this. These are all previous things that I've planned and worked and made sure I didn't break any relationship. I made sure even if it broke, the relationship broke, it wasn't because of my fault. It was something that we didn't agree on. Not because I didn't agree with them that I want to like just break it, just like finish it and shatter it. I never did that. And then those are the things that you see sometimes that I'm struggling with keeping that going.
Yeah.
No matter how much my mind is saying, like all these bad things, right? And I just come down, I just relax. And I'm like, okay, 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, if this happened, that happened, this is how this is going to end. Or this is how it's going to end.
Yeah.
So these are the strategies I struggle with when we're going through all that craziness, arguing, fighting, So this is what happens then. Yeah. So I'm glad, this is what you're experiencing, saying it, and it's never going to change. Until the last days, it will never change. As long as we are who we are fighting, through not giving up everything. We're gonna need all this, it's all these allies, all this stuff that we need. Yeah. You wanna? I know you said you're gonna learn. you're learning how to do this a little bit better. I guess live and learn, right? It's always learn, and go forward from there. Let's move to the next. How much time do we have about?
I think maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes. Let's see if we can finish it. Anyways, it's a good thing to finish in that 15 minutes. 10, 15.
No matter how difficult.
Position, right?
Yeah.
No matter how different position you are currently in, hard work will always persevere. Basically here we're talking about hard work. Whoever is doing the hard working is it's not directed for them. They understand that hard work creates new things. So whoever is a little bit confused about it, because your surroundings change, your situations change. It's you have to remind yourself that you have to get back to hard work, even though you're not getting paid for it, even though no one's watching when you're doing something. No matter what, you have to keep the habit going, the loop, doing the hard work, and through that you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna that's how it goes. So let's keep that short, anyways.
So no matter how difficult a position you are currently, hard work is definitely it's definitely the way I would say to embrace that difficult position that you're currently in. That's really what's gonna make that difficult position at least a little bit more understandable, and something that you can understand more, so that you're able to work even harder, so that because once you're in a difficult position, there's a lot of emotions that go through your heart, and a lot of thoughts that go through your mind. And so, hard work may seem a little bit unattainable at the time, but hard work, I would say, is sort of like the key, to get you out of that, so that the position itself might still be difficult, but you might be able to do something better with it, if you're able to control that with hard work, put in that work in order for you to make this position a little bit more easier on yourself.
Yep. Let's not forget to work hard to create something special. If you find yourself stuck between a rock and a hard place, ask yourself, what's stopping me? I put that here because I've been talking to a lot of people. Some people are adapting very well. Some are not. That's why it's a hard and a rock, they hit a wall, right? And then they can't seem to pass through that. And there's always a way to go around it too. So you have to ask yourself, what's stopping me? And I personally do it all the time. I ask myself all the time. I talk to myself all the time, and that doesn't mean that you're crazy. It means that when you talk out loud, your subconscious hears you. A lot of the things are sitting in your subconscious, and that's where you need to tap in sometimes. You read something, you heard something, you did something that it worked, and you're not remembering. It's all sitting there. So I always ask myself, what's stopping? Why am I not doing it? What is it? So many times, you know how it is. You have to pick up the phone. This is not for everybody, but some people, they have this thing where they have to call someone, they have to call a company, and they have a hard time picking up the phone and calling, actually doing it, And this is where you have to ask yourself what's stopping you. So if something, a habit or behavior or something is stopping you, or you don't want to hear this, you have to do it. We need to do it to find a way to fix it if it needs to be fixed. If not, sometimes most of the time it's what you're thinking. It's not what that is. It's not easier than that.
Yeah.
So, always find. Don't get stuck in a rock in a hard place. So just take action.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, asking yourself in that self-talk, that you were talking about, it's definitely extremely important to do that. Like I do that myself as well, and
Yeah.
you know, definitely like the more you do it, that's sort of like a skill I would say in of itself too. The more that you do it and you practice that, the better like your other self, will actually be able to,
Yeah.
cooperate with you, and you'll be able to, get to those answers that you need so much faster, but you have to embrace the fact that, that is something good for you to do, and to be able to, sort of like coach yourself and be able to, talk to yourself in a way where, it helps you, think better and get to the answers and everything that you have to do so much faster, so. Definitely. I mean, if you find yourself in that place, it's definitely a good idea to really look into yourself first, and really look into yourself as deep as you can. And then once you've done that, then if you still don't have your answers, then I think it's okay to, start contacting people, or just do some research on the internet. There's a lot of information that you can find that'll definitely educate you in whatever it is, whatever difficulty you're facing right now. There's answers for you out there as well. So, but definitely it's a good idea to ask yourself, like what's stopping you.
Yep. Let's move to the next. If we have a little bit of time, we can talk about our things, but don't be too complacent. Love yourself. Your mental block keep you from start working towards your future. I changed this one a little bit. The one that I sent you, it was written a little bit different because I felt like this is more on the point. This is where I'm talking about mental block. Because we're so frustrated, so sometimes a lot of us, we're angry and we're just confused. There is a blockage, right? Where that anger, it's not keeping you go forward, think about, the possibilities or other ways to deal with that situation. When the mental block comes, you have to get out of it. Like first thing first is to start loving yourself. A lot of people are hating themselves. If I did this, if I did that, I would have been in a better situation. I would have been different. I would have been in a different place. Now forget all that. You can't go back. You can't do anything. Think about forward, right? What's done. So first thing, love yourself. Get out of your mental block and work towards of your future. What is your future? Your goals, your ambitions, everything that we all had. It's all going to come back. Once it comes back, it's going to come back like a river running. We were on a river going down the stream, and that river is going to come. Right now it's dry. But if we're not ready mentally, and we're not able to pass those mental blocks, you're not going to be as ready as whoever is not going through that kind of situation. So let's all get ready. Let's wait for that river to come. That water flow.
Yeah.
The flow. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, everything will be back to how it was, and that's a great analogy of the river. It's gonna flow back, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I mean, as far as like the mental block goes, really go back to the previous point. Really ask yourself, like what's the mental block? Because there can be a lot of mental blocks, and each of them should be addressed a little bit differently, depending on who you are and, what kind of mental block is it and how strong is it and, where's it coming from too, that's the source itself is an important thing to really analyze. So definitely it's something to really deal with, because once you're able to, pass through that mental block, you'll be able to, continue on and doing the things that you want to do. And so you'll regain a little bit more control over your life and your actions, as opposed to just reacting to your emotions and letting that sort of dictate, what you do moving forward. So definitely, take a look at those mental blocks and see how you can, get rid of them in some way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm experiencing things like that all around me. So it's a very good point. Remember, we are at the last question, but let's remember today is you don't back down when things get hard. So, so the last one is no bad or good times last forever. It's always shifting. It's like a season, and when it's summer, it's all, we're out doing stuff. When it's winter, we're indoors. We're trying to conserve. When it's fall, we're planting for the summer to reap, and it's never the same. It always goes like that. Good times last, or bad times doesn't last. Let's remember that. Develop your mindset, strategizing, and adapting to the new norm. So it's all about developing your mindset, right?
Yeah.
Your mindset is how you do stuff, do things, believe things, and then see things. So it's time to also read books, write books, and learn new skills, new ways, new programs, new whatever is new. We need to get on and be ready for when the norm comes, when the river comes. We should be you want to be one of the first, be on your foot and hit the floor running, ground running. That's gonna say put you ahead of your competition. So so strategize accordingly, develop your mindset before that time comes. I guess how I can say is like look past through when it's gonna start, where you want to be that approximate, where you want to be in that new economy, and work accordingly to study, to educate yourself, to be ahead of the rest of your company. When the north comes. Good bad times don't last forever.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's something that probably most people have already experienced that. You should, and if you haven't, you can still rethink about all the times that have, came in the past. You should know by now that, nor the good times or the bad times, none of them actually last forever. They all have, some are longer than others, but eventually, they both kind of come and go. And so that's just part of life. And that's something that, of course, you should come to accept instead of deny, because, trying to hold on to something that's not real, it's just detrimental to your mind, because, as much as you want to, make yourself believe that, a good time should last forever, the truth is that it's not. And so you just gotta kind of accept that and accept that as part of life and learn how to adjust accordingly. And so, I mean, like you said, it's all about strategizing and adapting. And so you do that for the current times, but you also do that for, the future, because, that's really where it's going to matter. You want to plan to move forward, It's not that you want to plan for the past, because the past is gone already. So there's no planning to do from the past. You can't change that. But you can't change your future. You can't change what's going to happen in the next couple months. And in order for you to do that, this is a series of steps, that you're going to have to take right now in order to get to whatever, purpose, ambitions, goals that you have for the upcoming months. So definitely strategize and adapt to the current reality and make it happen, and just see how that you can attain those, by taking action right now.
Yeah, basically here, what I'm saying, I can say in another way is
All right. We back. I'm going to go ahead and do the closing here for the podcast. I'm just waiting for Boris to join once again. Sorry, our video got cut off here, but it is what it is. We ran out. Did and finished this off properly. All
All
right, there
right.
we go.
We're back. So let's do the closing. So I was saying that basically what happens is um, the world works in a way that there's always the positive and negative, right? So,
Yeah.
and atom works the same way. It has a negative and positive. Without negative, there's no atom. Without positive, there's no atom.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So without good, uh, there's no atom. Without bad, there's no atom. Without God, without devil, there's no that whole circle. With the cosmos.
Yeah.
Destruction and creation. So that's why I think in the end, I put this here. Basically, bad or good times doesn't last forever. Develop your mindset. Understand that this is what happens, and strategize accordingly. Adapt to the new norm. So, if I could make myself, clear to what I'm trying to say here, why you need to work on your mindset. And understand that this is the world, this is how it works. We didn't create this. When we got here, this is how it was. We found out that this is how it is, and then we're trying to make this, our lives work in this whole environment.
Yeah,
The
totally.
whole cosmos works the same way. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was my last thoughts. If you have any other thoughts, you can put there.
I mean, no, I mean, I think I said what I was going to say about that last topic. So, yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Pretty
awesome. Yeah, this was a really good podcast. I feel like we're touching on some really important points what we're all going through. Especially some of us are stuck home, like the downtown is all, the district is all closed, and we can't really go back there. And some of my friends are still working, doing some work. They're able to open here and there. Essential businesses are open. They're making
Yeah.
money, but I guess we're not essential. We have to, when we go back, we got to sit down and seriously think about how we're going to change this. If this is ever it happens to us in our lifetime again, which it might happen because they're so used to doing this now. They're having all day with us. We have to keep ourselves
Definitely.
away from this kind of, falling in this kind of situation. And we'll sit down, we'll strategize, we'll make sure that we're not going to be in this place.
Yeah.
So with that, this was the number 41st Develop Your Mindset podcast. And we talked about you don't back down when things get hard. And if you guys want to see it again, I'm gonna be uploading it YouTube maybe next 2 hours or so, and you guys can go back and watch this again. Whoever was here watched it, thank you so much. Thank you very much, and please leave comments down below. I would love to hear other things that you guys are going through this quarantine time. We will be doing other podcasts talking about other things, what we're all going through and what's happening to us. And we love to sit and try to develop our mindsets towards becoming a better version of us. And this is what we talk about here. And thank you so much. And Luis could say a few things about social media. And
Yeah, so definitely, I agree with you. This was a great podcast, and I think we shared a lot of good things about it. And hopefully, we were able to uplift a couple people out there, who are not having such a great time right now. And hopefully, you start going out there and you start to attain information, and you start to adjust the current reality, to your goals and ambitions, and really, start working on yourself. And as far as the social media goes, I mean, this is going to go on YouTube, so there's going to be links down below, so you guys can go ahead and check us out everywhere on social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all of those platforms will be down there, and of course our website will be down there. And yeah, man, we got a couple things coming here. We still got to work on that book. I think I told you earlier we're gonna work on that book.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will. I'm gonna actually do some more work, and I'll be talking to you about it.
Yeah. All right. That's coming, and yeah, I mean, it was a great podcast, and thank you to everybody who got to see this and that will get to see this after it's posted. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
you guys. Thank you, Luis.